Today we've got the Knott County Area Technology Center people with us. We've got Mr. Mobley, the principal, and Mr. Sparkman and Mr. Martin. If y'all want to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do there.
Any particular order? I guess I can go first.
I guess you go first.
All right. My name is Steve Mobley. I'm the principal to Knott County ATC. This is my third year. I've been involved with KVEC, I guess, since their inception. I was an ag teacher at Knott County Central High School prior to being principal at the ATC, and participated in their grant program several times. I've been involved in the tiny house program. This will be my third year doing that. I think what they do at KVEC is tremendous. It's made a lot of difference in Southeast Kentucky. Really enjoyed working with them. Great bunch of very professional people. Real excited about the tiny house. I know this is a difficult time, difficult situation, but we're trudging on the best that we can. And I guess we're going to discuss today kind of what we're going to do and maybe what the future of that's going to look like. So good to be here this morning.
Good to have you. Mr. Martin?
My name's Mr. Martin, and I'm the building and apartment maintenance teacher at Knott County ATC. I teach 4 subjects: electricity, heating and cooling, plumbing, and a little bit of carpentry. I work with Mr. Sparkman, who's been there quite a bit longer than me and has taught me a lot more about carpentry than I knew when I started. I really enjoy the tiny house project. I think it's probably the best project that the kids could have as a real world learning experience. And even working with Mr. Sparkman's class shows them that you have to be willing to work with other people. And when you're on a job site, you're going to have plumbers in your way, and you're going to have electricians in your way when you're working, and you have to learn to work together and work around each other. I think it's just a great project, and I appreciate everything that KVEC's done to help us keep this going.
My name is Stacy Sparkman. I'm the carpentry teacher at Knott County Area Technology Center. I've been there, this makes 18 years. This tiny house project, we're thankful to KVEC for allowing us to do this. This is the best project that we've had in the 18 years that I've been there. Like Mr. Martin said, it teaches teamwork, it teaches job scheduling, it teaches problem solving, as well as just teaching the information that I'm supposed to be teaching. So we're very thankful for this project.
Mr. Sparkman, since you're the last one talking there, tell us a little bit about what this virtual thing, how has that affected what you do there at the vocational school?
Well, obviously it's put the stop on the hands-on stuff for the time being. And to show the impact that this project has had on the students, it's a little bit harder to get student participation since we aren't actually hands-on the tiny house right at the moment.
Right. But there's some theory that go along with that too, and that allows you to do some of that, doesn't it? Yes. So that's not it's still a win-win, I guess.
Oh, I've still been covering safety and orientation and the theory behind what we're going to be doing.
Right. Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. Martin? On the virtual part of it?
Yeah, just the virtual part has slowed us down. It has made it difficult, and when the kids we had kids show up this week on Monday, and that's the first thing they asked when they walked through the door. When are we going to be working on the tiny house? And I said, just as soon as we get the thumbs up, yeah. And maybe we'll pull it outside and work on it in the fresh air or something. I told them that as soon as we can figure a way to get them all in that little small area and still keep social distancing,
yeah.
or this dies down or whatever happens.
I bet all those returning students are anxious to get going again, and then I'll bet your new students who've never even touched this thing probably were asking about it too, weren't they?
Yeah, they know about it. They know about it there. They've heard about it since they was in grade school, I would imagine.
Right, it's a great opportunity, and then you guys showing those finished homes to the high school kids and getting those 8th grade tours through really opens their eyes to careers in those areas, I'm sure.
The virtual deal has definitely been a challenge. Obviously, none of us have dealt with anything like that. We started back, I guess first day we actually started online was September the 8th. But to tell you a little bit about what Mr. Martin and Mr. Sparkman have been doing, we bought 150 tape measures and sent them home with kids so that the kids could virtually learn how to read a tape measure. You know, as Mr. Martin and Mr. Sparkman are teaching online, those kids can follow along with their own tape measure at home. Mr. Martin's also put together some PVC pipe kits, so some kids can do some plumbing at home, some electrical kits, so they can do that. We bought some actual small model house building kits. Mr. Sparkman did, and we sent some of those home with some kids. So we're trying to still get them some hands-on and see the real world as best we can in this difficult situation. So we're not, we're still giving it a good effort, and I think they're doing a really good job teaching, considering the circumstances that we're dealing with. But we're still trudging on, and hopefully we can get. We're back in person now this week. We had students yesterday and Monday, and then today is a virtual day to get our buildings cleaned up, get the buses cleaned up and whatever. And then we'll have students back tomorrow and Friday. And hopefully, like Mr. Martin said, we can work out some kind of system where we can have a few kids at a time working on the tiny house. And so we're still looking at that.
Good.
We're kind of a work in progress.
Hi, this is Desi, and I just have a question, but do you have your same students? Do you have the same students on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so I think that's a really good idea about the measuring tapes and getting kids to learn how to measure, because what is that old saying about measure twice and cut once? And so if you can get them to learn how to do some of that virtually. But is there any kind of kits that anybody makes that has just has a little tiny house in it, for a model that kids could learn how to do some stuff?
Those are the kits that Mr. Mobley was referring to. That it's actually miniature framing members, and they learn to build the walls and the roofs and cut rafters and all that stuff. The kits, when they're completed, will be about 2 feet by 2 feet or something like that.
Wow.
I actually bought mine wire strippers and PVC cutters, and the classes the electrical class got wire strippers with their tape measure, and they also got a little wiring kit that had little light bulbs and little switches in it. And the plumbing class got PVC pipe and pipe cutters, but I didn't send no glue home with them. They'll have to dry fit them.
Sounds great. Tell us a little bit about your tiny house project. Tell us the progress. We all got held up last year. Tell us about your progress thus far, and then kind of your plans as far as completion. Anybody can just step in there anywhere you want to.
The outside of ours is 98% complete. All that we have.
I've got some pictures. I'll share a couple of these as you're talking. I've only got about 3 pictures, and then you just keep on talking, and I'll share these. That's a picture of the interior. I think one of the later shots that I had. And tell us a little bit about your design right there.
Well, we went with a shed roof style this year to simplify things a little bit, and it allowed us to have one wall that was mostly windows to let more light in and stuff. We have the upstairs sleeping area again this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
skylights, they're covered up though.
We've put skylights in, so there's still room on the roof for Mr. Martin to get his solar panels installed. Progress wise, all we need is a few pieces of siding on the outside and get the metal roof on, and then it's good to go for as far as being outside finished.
Okay, here's a picture of the outside, one of the later ones I had. Looks like you went with a 2-tone design on the outside, which looks real good.
Yeah, we actually, the lighter gray at the top is stuff that we had left over from last year's tiny house, and we decided to use it this year.
That's great. Looks like I've got another one here. The other side. Looks like you got a lot of windows in this side, don't you?
Yeah, I think altogether there's like 13 windows in this one.
Mm-hmm.
This window on the end here is an escape window.
Okay.
The upstairs one in the bedroom, it will open wide enough to be an escape route.
Great. What are your plans as far as completion now? What's your approach?
Well, the plan that I have is to get the outside finished. That way we can pull it outside and it's not going to affect it if it rains or anything. Mm-hmm. And that will let more airflow. We can open the windows up as far as putting kids inside working. We'll still have to keep them socially distanced, but there will be more air flowing through it that way.
Even one of the skylights opens, don't it, Mr. Spartman?
Yes, the one in the bedroom opens.
Okay. Do you foresee, I mean, if best case scenario, kids get in school regularly, they stay there, is it possible to get this thing finished around the first of the year, or are you just kind of going to take the rest of the year to finish it? What's your plan there?
The interior is the plumbing and wiring, I'm pretty sure Mr. Martin would have to confirm, is 90% done. The air conditioner installation has started. So it's down to wall covering and then finishes like cabinets and flooring and stuff like that. So I would say it would be possible to have it by the first of the year.
Okay.
We talked about a little earlier, go ahead and getting trailers and letting us start on the second one. And I think we'd be all for that if we could,
Yes.
the way we're set up, the one, like Mr. Sparkman just said, we could move it outside and Mr. Martin could finish up, the inside details, and we could have the other trailer inside the garage and start framing it up. I think that would work. I think that system really would work for us better all the time going forward, because sometimes we wind up kind of stepping on each other with,
Right.
25 kids trying to work on a tiny
20
house.
kids inside a tiny house, can you?
Yeah.